leader, Mike Schreiner.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us for this exciting announcement this morning. And thank you, Dianne Saxe, Ontario Greens Deputy Leader and our Environment and Climate Critic, for joining me this morning. I'm joining you from my home in Guelph on the traditional lands of the Adirondack, Anishinaabe, and Haudenosaunee peoples, and the Treaty 3 lands of the Mississaugas of the Credit First Nation. I want to recognize today the significance of the Dish with One Spoon covenant to this land. The Dish with One Spoon is a treaty between the Anishinaabe, Mississaugas, and Haudenosaunee that bound them to share the territory and protect the land. We all eat out of the dish with one spoon, and all of us share this territory in a way that makes sure everyone can eat out of the bowl. Greens recognize Indigenous sovereignty and the need to share the resources of this place called Ontario. Today, I'm proud to be launching the Ontario Greens Made in Ontario electric vehicle supply chain strategy. Our strategy will crush climate pollution and create good green jobs and new careers at the same time. This leading mining to manufacturing supply chain will be achieved through the following 5 key steps. Increased demand for new low emission vehicles with cash incentives of up to $10,000 for buying a fully electric vehicle and $1,000 for an e-bike. Bringing 60,000 diverse young people into the green workforce, including providing 1 year of free tuition and guaranteed apprenticeship. Increase sustainable, circular, and Indigenous-led access to critical minerals and metals while fully adhering to the principles of UNDRIP. Unlock low-carbon inputs for EVs, including doubling Ontario's electricity supply with renewables. Scale up EV innovation and production through a $5 billion EV mobility and green technology innovation fund and a $4 billion climate bank. Ontario is well positioned to be a global leader in the new climate economy, to build on strong competitive advantages in sustainable mining, innovation, financing, and auto manufacturing and parts, along with a strong workforce. We can lead the world in manufacturing electric cars, electric bikes, and electric transit vehicles. But it's going to take a real plan for real action, not the half measures from the 3 legacy parties. Right now, Ontario is lagging behind. We need to do better. The economy and climate depend on it. I'd now like to introduce Ontario Greens Deputy Leader and Environment and Climate Critic, Dianne Saxe. Welcome, Dianne.
Thank you so much, Mike. It's wonderful to be here with you. So we do need a real plan for real action on the electrical vehicle supply chain, and that's exactly what our roadmap to net zero provides. In contrast, what the old parties are offering is timid, it's weak, and it's incomplete. Well, let's start with the ambition. We know, and we've been beaten into us so many times, this is a decade in which we have to cut our fossil fuel use in half if we want to have even a 50-50 chance of a stable climate. What Ford is saying is, all right, maybe 1/12 of the new cars that we add to the Ontario fleet over the rest of this decade should be lower emission. I mean, that's not even in the same ballpark as what we need to do. The Ford plan also is focused only on the existing large automakers making more of the same kinds of things, only this time electric. We need much more variety, different kinds of innovations. E-bikes are already outselling electric vehicles in the United States. We could be making those right here. Third big thing he's ignoring is everything it takes to make an electric car a low emission car. That means clean materials. It means clean electricity. That means, what Ford doing to the electricity system continues to make it dirtier. And he's completely ignored the really essential role of First Nations. If we want to have sustainable access to mines with minerals and metals in Ontario, that's got to be Indigenous led, or it's going to continue to be tied up in the courts and go nowhere. So for a real flexible, made in Ontario supply chain. Everything we need is in our roadmap to net zero. We can make our air cleaner. We can improve jobs here. We can make the quality of life better, but not with the Ford plan.
Thank you, Dianne. And we're now available to take any questions.
If you have any questions, please use the raise hand feature or message in the chat. Okay, looks like there's no questions right now. Back to you, Mike.
So thank you, everyone, for joining us today. We need real action to address the climate crisis, and our electric vehicle supply chain strategy provides the kinds of solutions that Ontario needs to crush climate pollution and create new careers and good green jobs for people. We're ready to provide the leadership to deliver.